This is Chew on This with your host, Monique Baker McCormick, and her co-host, Michael Van Tull, powered by the McCormick Report, Detroit's longest-running online community newsletter since 2008.
Chew on This Detroit. Chew on This Detroit. I'm your host, Monique Baker McCormick.
My name is Michael Van Tull.
All right. And you know this is powered by the McCormick Report. And the McCormick Report was started in about 2009 to inform the community and make sure that you have the real deal information. And that's what we're
currently
about.
have about over 10,000 subscribers in the area, west side of Detroit.
Yes. So make sure you share this podcast with a friend, a family member that needs the information. And you can always reach out to us with any suggestions. I can't talk today.
It's the cold. It's the January cold. You all know.
Suggestions that you have.
Rough out here.
chewonThisDetroit@gmail.com.
Yep. And
Reach out to us.
You can we are live Facebook right now, but we're also on all the major podcast networks, Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, all of that.
Are my glasses crooked or maybe I'm
Nope.
okay, I'm
You're
imagining
good. You're
things,
good.
I guess.
You're good.
So what up though, Mike?
Yes.
What's been going on
and this
in
is-
this
That's
country,
what this segment is all about.
Yes.
Yeah, Donald Trump's first 100 days in office. They said it was a kind of a he was.
It's been a mess.
It was a
chaos.
It was a rambling speech
and chaos. Just like before, but now he's like escalated like tenfold. Every single day, chaos.
Well, he apparently backed down from his demand to
Greenland.
for Greenland.
Of course,
but that was going to be problematic. There were some Republicans that were really not on board with it, and they didn't like it. And sometimes that's what it takes.
But I still think I cannot talk today. I
think it's like 15 degrees right now, so that has an impact. You know, we got a weather emergency going on this weekend, so that's what it is.
Okay, let's blame it on the cold weather.
Right. That's right.
But, I still think that we have to be very, very cautious with this president because, he wants to be a dictator. And, it's scary to me. And I just feel like we could have prevented all of this. But now we have to deal with it. And all I can say is we got to get out and vote. Start registering folks now, getting our family and friends to get out there.
The midterms are coming. So,
yes.
Let's vote in this election
Right.
for the midterms to make any changes. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I do want to say that I'm very grateful for so many things right now, and because we're beginning this new year, I thought let's talk about some good things, about the things that feed us, that make us stronger, that brings us joy, because. It's like every day is bad news. All day, every day. You turn on the local news and you get negative stuff. You get people hurting each other and just so many negative things. Why is it that people gravitate to negativity instead of gravitating to something that's good that's happening? We could talk about good things, but it seems like people want to hear.
It's something about our society, and maybe that's why we just had an interview with a mental health professional. But it seems like people go right if there's a argument or something that happens, people immediately get go into this anger mode and get angry, and it escalates immediately. People are ready to escalate things nowadays.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, I just don't
Why?
understand. Yeah, why is it that you have to go from 0 to 100 to get so angry so fast that you're willing to risk being in jail for the rest of your life? You're risking your life. You're ready to take someone else's life over something so simple.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Road rage. That's another one of those things where people tend to, I don't know what it is about being on the road, but this road rage, when somebody cuts you off or doesn't put their signal out or takes your parking space or gets in front of you. I just read something today where somebody shot somebody because they were, oh, that's right, at a gas station. There were people waiting to use the restroom at a gas station, and somebody cut in front, and they had an altercation, and one of them was shot and killed. That's exactly what I'm
Over
talking
nothing.
about. This rush to anger, and it just escalates to such a degree that people are willing to put someone's life in jeopardy or being in jail for the rest of your life.
Right,
I just
right.
don't get that part.
Right. I don't get it either, but I always tell, my young people in the youth council that it's really everything boils down to a choice. Every single decision that you make, if it's walking this way or walking that way, if it's stepping around someone or slowing down, or if it's just ignoring someone that walks past and bump you
Yep.
by mistake now.
Right.
They bump you by mistake. And instead of you saying, oh, you know what? Not a big deal. Even if they don't say they're sorry.
And most of the time they will apologize. They will.
You have a choice.
Yeah.
You have a choice every single second.
And I think that's the
is
part.
a choice.
That part.
And if you look at every move that you make, every decision that you make as a choice
Yeah.
that can move you in a good direction, or it can move you in a negative direction. That one little thing, like you just said, can that bump
Yeah.
that somebody accidentally bumped you, but you got mad and you ended up shooting somebody because you got bumped, or somebody hurt your feelings. Even if somebody purposefully hurt your feelings with their words, it's a choice to say, oh, you know what?
You can let it go.
I'm walking away from that
Yeah.
and walk the other way. And that's an easy choice. It's a real easy choice. Some people ask me sometime, Mike, I sit in the boardroom with at the Wayne County Commission, right? And I'm on the Port Authority board, and I sit on various boards. And sometimes people rub me a lot of
wrong
times. People rub me the wrong way. And I think it's that military training that I had when I was in basic training. The drill sergeant would be in my face and like, ugh, and you couldn't do anything but stand there and look, right?
Right.
You couldn't talk back. You
Right.
couldn't say anything. You couldn't speak up. And that helped me to be a better person, because now when somebody stupid says something stupid, I just know you stupid.
Yeah,
And I
and
don't
you
have to
don't-
tell you that you stupid. I know that in my mind and in my soul. And so I don't have anything to prove to anybody else in the room by going off on the person and making myself, like Michelle say, when they go low, you go high.
Right.
That's how I win. And it makes people so mad. It makes that person mad because they didn't get
Well, they're
to
mad
me.
at themselves.
They're mad at themselves
yeah.
because now you look stupid, and I look the other way and could care less about the things that you do to try to get to me.
Yeah.
I could care less. So it's the choice that I make. It's a choice that I make to say, you know what?
I'm not going to go there.
I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go low.
I'm not going to go down there with you on this.
I'm not going to do it. Even though I know you wrong, you hateful, you spiteful, you jealous, you whatever, envy, whatever the issue you have with me, I know that that's your issue and it's not my issue.
Yeah, and they get mad at themselves when you don't respond that way. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do when you don't go low with them.
They don't.
And
that's the best answer.
Yeah, and that's the problem because I don't like going low with somebody.
You don't.
I don't like them.
Mike is so mild mannered. I have to say, hey, Mike, get tough sometimes.
Yeah. That's true. Sometimes I do.
Yeah. But you do things respectfully and in the right way.
Yeah.
And that's what I like so much about Mike is his temperament is so mild mannered. Nobody can really get mad at him because
But I do. When I was a bank manager, there was I did have that 1, 2, 3 strikes and you're out thing, and I had my corrective action when my tellers acted up and all that stuff. I had a process, and I think that's where I come in. I'm a preacher's kid too, so I learned to handle things differently. Mm-hmm. But I learned to handle and to calm things down. And when I was at the bank, I would evaluate. I would take notes and evaluate, and then I would go on this step 1, then that step 2. So I had a process, and I also knew in that process that I could speed up or end the process at any time. So that's how I used all my flexibility and the information that I collected. And then at some point I made a decision. So even if somebody was chronically late coming in the morning or calling off and all that stuff, or doing other things that they weren't supposed to do, my employees, I would document that stuff, and then I would take a process to do it. And then I also knew that at any point during that process, I can decide, you know what, I'm going to terminate this employee on Friday morning. Or I can just say, you know what, I think they've showed that they are okay, and I'm just going to, step back and just observe from going forward. Right. So I'm not going to take it any further. I'm not going to, so I knew I had that flexibility in the process. But yep, there were times they said that when I was a bank manager, the only way that you would be fired is if you were taking a wheelbarrow full of cash out the front door at my employees. And that's how easy it was to work with me. You had to be doing something really bad for me to fire you or write you up. Right. But I had a process. So maybe that's why we work well together, because you take it from that, like you said, that military point of view, and you can react as an official. You can take decisive action on things, but then I also can come in and reevaluate and look at, let's look at the good part of this person,
mild mannered, right? Just
maybe they aren't all that bad.
And I think I'm very mild mannered too. It's not like I go off on people, but I don't let people take advantage of me. And so I will speak up, but I speak.
Even if somebody takes advantage of me, I probably won't say too much the first time. I'll just be
he's too
wow.
Nice.
Did she really say and do that? Was that she was talking about me? And then I actually kind of might even just let it go. Right. But another thing that I also knew too is that when people did stuff or do stuff to me, I kind of, like I said, I jotted down okay, all right, they did that. All right, I'll take notice of that. But I do have another approach. Yeah, I do have another approach than you do. So, but I think that's what makes us work well together.
It balances itself out. Yep. And I think that's why I'm so grateful for you and how you
thank you.
handle things, because it's like the yin yang type thing where we kind of balance each other out. And the other thing that I'm very grateful for this year, my family, I'm so blessed to have a big family. My mom had 8 brothers and sisters, and then on my father's side, they 9 brothers and sisters. So I have family on both sides of my fraternal and maternal side. And yesterday we all went to Floods to celebrate the life of Timon Martin. It was his birthday yesterday.
Okay.
He passed away. He was very instrumental in Detroit takeovers. He was the one that came up with that concept where they would travel to other states, and everybody, were there to support the Lions, and they would have these big parties, and Detroit was in the house, and it was peaceful. It was just such a nice sight to see where Detroiters went to another state. And they just showed up and had a good time. And
grown folks, they call it.
Exactly.
Grown folks.
Grown folks kind of party.
I like grown
and
folks
just,
stuff now.
And just had a great time. But he passed away, it's been about a year now. And yesterday was his birthday. And so I say this to say that your family is, just all to me. They're everything to me. Friends as well. Friends and family kind of, overlap. But we had a great time with family and friends coming together to celebrate his life. Timon Martin, any of you that probably knew him out there, how he was. He remind me of my uncle, his father. He looked just like his father. They were like, if you saw him and saw his dad, they
was a twin,
they were twins. And they were both very arrogant too. Both of them were, very handsome. Very well liked.
They knew they looked good.
They did. Had all the ladies and all of that stuff. Well, we missed Timon Martin, and we loved him. And I just want to say I'm just grateful for the family that I have. I still have both my parents. I have an older brother. I have 2 beautiful, smart, intelligent daughters. I got a son now. My daughter got married, and so I have a son, and I have my children. I just have so many things. I have a great job, a great staff. A community that shows up to support when we need it.
This
just
must
so
be
grateful.
really impacting you, the family thing, because I have never heard you talk this much.
I know I'm.
But it's great to hear. It just shows
am.
that you are very grateful and appreciative for what God has done
Amen.
for you and your family and everything.
Yes.
It just and it's great that you are aware of it too, because some people just don't realize it.
Well, I know I'm blessed, abundantly blessed, and every day I wake up, I just thank God for another day to make a difference in the world and try to make it better for somebody else. I have it good, but I worked my butt off.
Yeah.
I want you all to know that I didn't just get here yesterday and just
somebody didn't
gave it to me.
Right, they did not.
I have earned every single thing that I've have achieved in life. My parents did very little for me, which was a good thing. They gave me just enough.
Mine did a lot for me, so.
Well, mine didn't.
That's where we're different.
Right. I had to earn. That's one of the reasons I went to the military, had to help me through life and through college and, and
I was more coddled myself.
Yeah, you were. He's a little spoiled, y'all.
But You
Yeah,
know,
so
what-
I'm grateful
you know what-
still, even though I had to work hard and he didn't.
Well,
I'm
you know
still
what
grateful.
I'm grateful of, well, one of the jobs I have now, I work hard. At, you know, at,
Yeah, I taught
Wayne
him how
County.
to work a little bit harder than he's used to. But that's what our office is about. It's about serving the people. I didn't
Yeah.
fight for 10 whole years, y'all, to get here in my seat as a Wayne County commissioner. I did not get here to sit by and do nothing.
Yeah,
and I
your-
know that made some of my colleagues a little mad
Your
sometimes.
motto is do more.
Is do more.
And
It's just always been
I
do
didn't
more. No.
understand what that meant until I started working for the commissioner, okay, for District 6. When she said do more, she does mean it, do more. But, you know, here's what I'm grateful about. There's some things that I'll just be going about each day, and then I'll be upset about something. Well, you know, like, oh my God, this healthcare is costly. And then I'll start thinking, well, what am I complaining about? There are a lot of people that
don't have it.
health care
At all,
You
or
know,
can't afford to pay for
right.
it at all. Right?
I'll be upset
Yeah.
about car insurance and realize that, you know, a lot of people either don't have a vehicle or can't afford, you know, they're riding dirty, which is.
And I
you know,
guess if
most
you
people in
have a
this town.
Jaguar,
Well,
you really do have to have.
Well, see, now we didn't need to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I would be grateful for the Jaguar. Period.
But you know, one day I had to pick up somebody I knew was downtown, and they were going from one appointment to another, and they called me up and said, "Mike, are you around downtown area?" I said, "Yeah." "Oh, can you pick up me and my daughter? I'm just leaving the city county building and I'm going to go over to another building." So I said, "No problem." And she got in the car. It was super cold, just like it is, about 15 degrees. And I was complaining because the previous night somebody stole my little emblem off the front of my car. And I was complaining about that when she got in the car. I said, "Look at that. I was down here last night celebrating New Year's Eve and somebody took my little Jaguar thing off the front. They stole it. And I wish they could find that person right now." You know. And then she said, "Well, I hope that works, but the heater in my car is not working, and that's why I called you, because
Right, and you complaining about
Oh
them
my
little
God.
emblems.
I
and she
stopped.
don't have heat.
Right. And I do
Yeah.
not complain about anything like that anymore. I
Yeah.
felt so bad. And when she said that, I just had to stop talking because that was not the way I was brought up. You know, I was brought up in the Salvation Army. My parents were majors and all that stuff. You know, so it's about helping and giving
And being grateful for what you do.
Right, and I'm on a lot of boards now, and I'm doing a lot of stuff, and yeah, I'm trying to pay back. But I felt so bad complaining about that little silver emblem. And she didn't have any heat in her hoopty.
Wow.
So I just stopped. So I thank God for the things that he's done and for what I have and things like that. And I don't take it for granted. And I do think about it. And that's why I told you on the first program this year that what I'm going to focus on this year is being a help to people in need, and I am working on some stuff and got some announcements to come up later this year. But I do want to do more.
Right.
Now, see,
Do more.
now you got me
There you
doing
go.
more.
Do
So
more.
I'm not going to
So I'm
borrow that,
rubbing off.
but
on
I
you a
can't
little
use
bit.
that do more. But
Okay.
I am going to do more to help people in need in the Metro Detroit this
And
year.
that's how we all rise
Yes.
together, by helping each other, you know, when you're in need. And I know that I have to focus on being more grateful, because sometimes you get caught up in, you know, the daily struggles, and I have to remind myself that somebody else has much a worse situation. I mean,
Right.
their situation is so, I mean, dire. They don't have a house. They don't have a car.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they may not even have a job. You know, it's
Yep.
so many issues and problems that people have that I don't have. And so I'm just really grateful. And I'm
grateful
gonna
this year,
continue
2026.
And I know you all are blessed and,
Yep.
grateful for all that
So
you
no more
have.
complaint. You're not gonna hear me complain about no
We're not.
Mercedes or Porsche or anything
Right.
like that.
We're not complaining
it's-
about a thing.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
it. That's
Being
it.
thankful and then helping others. So that's
And
that's what it's about.
We're thankful for you all
Yes.
tuning in
Yes.
and joining us.
Yes.
LaShawn, is it?
Yes.
LaShawn?
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Hey. So thank you so much for
You know what?
watching.
I'm
Share
gonna
it with someone
I'm
else.
gonna start reading the names as they pop up because
Oh, good,
I've been
good. We could do
watching.
that.
I've been watching it. I haven't been saying
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start doing that to give you
Okay.
shout outs. So when you chime in, I'm gonna try to if I have some time, I'm gonna just mention that
Yeah.
LaShawn is listening
Yes,
and
that's
watching.
from back in the day.
Okay.
That was my brother too.
Great.
Oh,
great.
by the way, last thing, my dad, he is going to be 80 years old
okay.
soon.
Great.
And we're gonna have a big
Happy birthday.
big party for him.
Oh, can't wait.
B.T. Baker. Anybody
Yes.
that's out there, you know he does
I'm
karaoke.
RSVPing right now.
That's
I'm
right.
there. I'm there.
We're gonna have a big celebration because I'm so grateful for him.
Yes.
Yes, I'm so grateful. So I'm grateful, like I said, for you all
Yes.
and
Thanks
for you
for
listening.
and watching and
Yep. And we'll see you next time, hopefully.
next episode.
Chew on this, Detroit. You have a blessed one. And
See
thank
ya.
you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.
This is Chew on This with your host, Monique Baker McCormick, and her co-host, Michael Van Tull, powered by the McCormick Report, Detroit's longest running online community newsletter since 2008.